In this video I'm going to show you how to roll sushi. When it comes to rolling sushi, there are two schools of thought. There is the squared school of thought and the circular school of thought. Now, both are great. It doesn't really matter. I mean, just whatever you prefer to roll is what you should do. I like to mix and match, because then I do one roll in one way, another roll another way. It adds a bit of diversity on the plate, you know? I mean, you can make beautiful colorful rolls, and you could also have them different shapes, which makes it quite interesting to look at instead of just having the same plain shape. Once you decide to go circular or squared, the next option is half a sheet or full sheet. Now, a full sheet is easier because most people, when they try to make a sushi roll, they will overstuff the roll and then you won't be able to close it. Now, by using a full sheet, you can use pretty much as much filling as you want, and you'll be more or less guaranteed to always be able to close it. The half a sheet nori sushi roll is what is normally made in most sushi restaurants. You simply take a whole sheet of nori and you just fold it in half and then just split it. And you just use half a sheet of nori as it suggests, so just this. Now, the reason why this is used in most sushi restaurants is because you're using way less nori to start with, and that's saving costs. It's quite efficient to roll it. It's pretty fast, and well, it produces a nice square roll. Okay, so now how to do it. What I'm doing here is I'm spreading out 150 grams of cooked sushi rice, or 5 ounces of cooked sushi rice, over half a sheet of nori. Now you simply spread it out nice and softly. Don't overdo it, just, that's fine. It doesn't have to be perfect, you just want to get a nice spread over it. Later when you roll the roll, it spreads out the rice more evenly and compressed. You just add your avocado. And well, it just doesn't matter, the filling. So I'm adding here some avocado and salmon. And you just simply lift up the back, turn it over the filling, keeping with your other fingers here the contents in the roll, and then turning it over and pushing it in like so. Then you just turn it over, like so. And now you firm it up with a bamboo rolling mat. Now what I like to do is turn it on its side, then firm it up again, and turn it back to the original position and firm it up one more time. You want to fully cover the sheet of nori, and now you want to flip it over. You want to place it on top of your bamboo rolling mat with a plastic bag over it. Now you bring it towards the end here, like so. You leave a little bit of space, and you add your filling. In this case, just some crab sticks and a little bit of cucumber. This is just to show. And now you begin the rolling. Just bring up the back of the mat. So you roll it forwards, holding in the filling with your fingers, and then you press in this way towards yourself, applying pressure on the back and firming it up like a square. This gives it a square shape by holding the sushi mat in the square shape. Now you detach, push it forward over to the next face, and then just firm up that square face. Now you do the same to make sure the roll is completely done, and that's it. And now you just apply pressure from the sides and then pressure on the top. Now you do this with both hands and using the index finger to press down, and that creates a squared roll. Now rolling it. You can roll it either away from yourself or towards yourself. I don't really care as long as you just roll it. Now, most sushi chefs in restaurants, they roll it away from them, keeping the contents of the roll in with their fingers and rolling over with the thumb. Okay, now when I started out, I used to like rolling it towards me and controlling the content with my thumbs and rolling it up forward. This way I could have visual contact with the food as you're rolling it, and you could see whatever was going wrong, correct it. Now the other way you can't. You'd have to curve over and look down underneath, and it's not as practical. I would say for beginners, you probably want to start rolling towards yourself just to get some confidence, and then when you can, flip it over and turn it around and do it away from yourself. Now, I would say the best method is with a plastic bag around, like so. It does get a little bit strange sometimes, but if you just leave a little gap in a corner, so don't completely seal it, that allows some air to flow in and out, and then you can get the compression. Or if you could somehow vacuum seal this, so you just completely have no air inside, so the rolling mat is just tight. Okay, so this is the best method. And if your rice still sticks to the plastic, what you want to do is just run this under a tap of cold water. And even though there is no water on the plastic, that you can see there are microscopic particles between the plastic and whatever you place on it. So when the rice comes in contact with it, it actually doesn't stick to it. The key to making sushi and not having the rice stick to your hands or anything around you is to have just a little bit of water just before you touch the rice to it. So either cutting it, rolling it, or touching it with your hands, even just to grab some rice. You want to always have them slightly damp, not wet, but just, you know, a little bit moist. Alright, the basics of how to roll a simple maki roll is you just take your rice, you spread it out, but you leave a little gap about 3/4 of an inch long, which would be about 1.5 centimeters. Okay, so just simply spread it out and leave an imaginary line here where no rice comes over. Now you place your filling, in this case a little sliver of tuna, in the middle of said rice, and then you simply bring over. Now you can do this, you can roll this either by hand or with the help of a rolling mat. Now in the case of the rolling mat, you just simply place it over, bring the back end of the nori towards the end of the rolling mat, and you leave the empty side away from you. Now you roll it over and you close it. So the seaweed paper meets the seaweed paper and there's no rice. Okay, and then you simply roll it over. Okay? And there you go. And this is how you make a simple squared maki roll. I think you just find the style of sushi rolling which suits you and just have fun doing it.